So what I have here is the Myo armband from Family Labs, which I've been waiting for quite some time. I was actually in the first group of pre-orders back in February 2013, but I opted for the consumer version rather than development kits, and it slipped to 2014. Slipped quite a long way actually. We've got about 6 hours left of 2014 left, but I finally got my hands on one. So in a bit of geekery, I'm going to spend my New Year's Eve doing some initial experiments. So what is this thing? It's a motion controller, but the main gimmick, and the source of the name, is that it can read the myoelectric impulses that are generated by and for muscle movements. So this should allow for much more subtle gestures to be detected, so I'm excited to see what it can do. I figure, given that it's come all the way from Canada, that it will need charging in some sort of setup. So for now, let's just get it unboxed and have a look at what we've actually got. Okay, so that seems to be everything. We've got the armband itself, a charging lead, a Bluetooth adapter, and what I assume are some sort of sighting adjustment pins. We've also got an instruction card which just suggests a website to go to, so I'll get cracking on with that. Okay, so the calibration can be a bit difficult, but now I'm in the Myo Connect app where there are 5 basic gestures to test. So the simplest one is to just make a fist. As you can see, that's been detected. There's a double tap, that's harder to pick out. Finger spread, that one's pretty easy to spot. And then the one that I've been finding most difficult to use are the left and right swipes. So with left and with right, seems to be from the wrist that it will detect. But sometimes it gets confused and comes up as finger spread instead. Probably there's some way to calibrate, or it'll learn as time progresses. But it seems to be working pretty well from the get-go. So as soon as I alt-tabbed into iTunes, I got a notification from Myo Connect that it supported out the box, using the same set of gestures. So all I have to do is double tap before giving any command, and then I've got play, pause, forward and backwards, as you might expect. So if I double tap, Myo vibrates to say it's ready to read another signal, and it's detected I want to start playing the track. If I now make a gesture, nothing happens. If I double tap and then gesture, the music pauses. Double tap and swipe, and I've moved on to the next track. Here we are, same idea, different platform. So this is the My Music app on iOS, which is then linked up to iTunes. So I should be able to unlock by double tapping, and then gestures will start music.
From north to south of south, because he said the word.
Okay, so this has tended to be fairly straightforward. This is just grabbing the most recent piece of JavaScript I worked on, which, if you're interested, is a visualisation of the top 20 most popular boys' names in Scotland for the last 10 years. Normally it has mouse-driven controls to slide through time, or toggle a playback or pause option. I've now rebound those using the gotmyo javascript library, so that I can swipe left or right to move by 1 year, or if I make a fist it should toggle playback. So let's give that a try now. So it'll be double tap to activate and then swipe, so that's on, and then swipe. Try again. Seems to be coming through as fingers for some reason. Let's try that. There we go. So that's one swipe, or backwards, forwards, forwards again, backwards. You can see the little icons in the bottom right, which are the Myo Connect app telling me what gestures it's read. In fact, it also seems to have picked up a fist at some point, so it's moving. So if I try and turn that off, there's the fist, and that should then stop playback. If I try and force that deliberately, fist again, you see the playback is now moving continuously, so without any movement from me. Double tap, fist to stop, and there we go, that's paused again. Now obviously you can monitor much more complicated situations than individual button presses or gestures, so this feed here is straight from the EG information that Family Labs provide. Again, this is using the JavaScript library, so if I start making some gestures, you start to see that all kinds of things can be tracked. Obviously it's quite hard to work out how you then map those to the different gestures, but there's a lot going on here. I guess the next steps for me will be to put this into a language like processing or Java, and try hooking up to some actual hardware so I can do robotics applications controlled by gestures. So until then, Happy New Year!